to Port City Colombo.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Open Day. My name is Indeewari Amuwatte from Sri Lanka. I'm standing away from the original coastline of Sri Lanka, and that is the landmark lighthouse of Colombo, the commercial capital of Sri Lanka. Of course, here in the port city of Colombo, a new city in the making. Sri Lanka, Colombo will have 6 new lighthouses. And of course, this is on the new city that is built on land reclaimed by the sea. A world-class city of the future. Hi, Boan.
Welcome to Port City Colombo.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting. A world-class city in the making, a city of the future, you say?
Of course, and you are in Sales Gallery, which is built for prospective investors and public as well as journalists like you. So hope you had a good time inside Port City.
I did. That was an amazing view. But I'd like to take a look at a snapshot of the model city that you plan to have here.
Then you are in the right place.
Wonderful.
So why don't we start the journey?
Certainly.
So we have this pavilion area, which we showcase our historical values, like in the trade industry. We are not a novice country for international trade. So we have been in the maritime silk route in the ancient past as well. So if you can see these exhibits we are showing, where we have located and how important our location is, and some of the numbers that any investor or any potential buyer would want to invest in Port City. We have all the numbers to impress them, because we already, Sri Lanka, I mean, whether it is economic numbers or individuals, talent, skills, anything, or even the UNESCO World Heritage List. We have 8 World Heritage sites in Sri Lanka. So all these things we here present to prospective investors. So here this is the vision tunnel. I will take you through.
Wonderful.
After that, it's our model area.
$1.4 billion initial investment for a total land reclamation of 269 hectares to the mainland Colombo, and another $13 billion investment for its urban development, the Port City Colombo. 5 unique precincts, Sri Lanka's very first marina, the financial district rising as the new CBD with iconic landmark buildings, international island to cater the new city with world-class services, island living to redefine relaxing and livable luxury lifestyle, and the central park, the green lung, to connect back with nature. All this is the Port City Colombo, a city for the future it is. What could be the socio-economic and environmental impact of this $1.5 billion investment to see a world-class city being built on the sea? Here I am at the multi-billion US dollar Colombo Port City project. Quite excited to be here.
Welcome to Port City Colombo, Indeewari.
Hi, Boan.
Yes.
Keeping with all social distancing and safety precautions.
Standards. Yes. So this is our starting point at today's journey. This is Mr. Kosala, our HSC manager.
Hi, Boan. Thank you for inviting me here.
So we'll start the proceedings from here.
Yeah. Certainly. Thank you.
Okay. You already understand in Sri Lanka we had the COVID-19 epidemic period. So we have a number of safety precautions. Any person who is entering into the site, the first one is the body temperature check.
So I'd like to go through that.
Yeah. Okay. So here's your body temperature.
Oh, I'm
Nothing
doing
to
good.
worry.
I'm doing good.
Then we use the hand sanitization, and
Thank you.
a person who is entering need to wear the mask.
You do have 1,600
Yes.
employees, a
Yeah.
workforce as
Yeah.
that big. But
Yeah.
during the time of the pandemic, how did construction work continue? Did you have to halt the project, or did
No.
you have other precautions?
We run the project. I think it's the only one project who run in Sri Lanka during this period. On March 15, when the first epidemic scenario came, near about 1,000 people left, our local employees.
Right.
Only 300 Chinese and 230 Sri Lankans were remain here. So we were continuing with those 530 people. Actually, we had a
So they were accommodated here, is it?
yeah.
Okay.
We have the inside accommodation. We have a 17 work location, but we managed to continue 7 work location. So continuously we progress with the number of activities.
Right.
And the government gave the okay note for the construction project to start from 11th May. Then we start returning of our employees inside. And up to now, we out of 1,000 who left, 991 is back. The government has given general guideline, which is the 47 rules, which we need to apply restarting the business.
Right.
And out of that, 20 is which is exactly relevant to us. So what we did was, we apply all these 20 rules to our people who are returning. And actually we went one step forward. All the returning people who is coming, we started with keep them isolated for a period of time.
This is before they begin work
receive the work.
engagement in
Yeah,
the project side.
So on this side,
Okay.
we build a one accommodation, temporary accommodation. All the people who are returning, they directed to this accommodation. From there, we do 2 PCR tests. When the employees return, on the second day we did the first PCR, and the 6th day we did the second PCR with a gap of 4 days. So that's the minimum requirement for the 2 PCR. And from there, when we get the clearance, then only the people went inside.
So I believe I'll have to go through your entire health and safety precautionary measures and the stringent framework that you have here.
Yeah. When we are moving to the construction site, there's a mandatory requirement. You have to wear this.
Why is this necessary?
It's there. We are going to the construction site, so the one is the helmet will give you the heat protection.
Okay.
As well as falling something.
Right.
The high visibility jacket for the better visibility in the site.
I see.
Okay.
$1.4 billion investment by the mother company, with 15 billion dollars of FDI expected to be attracted to the Colombo Port City. Of course, this project is expected to generate 11.8 billion dollars per annum to the Sri Lankan economy. Massive development, aggressive planning. Let's find out what's happening inside. I'm here at the Marina area of the Colombo Port City Development Project, one of the 5 pressings of this project. Of course, hundreds of yachts are to be seen here at the Marina, and behind me, right at the background, what you see is Colombo City today. And this area, a public attraction, will connect people from this marina to the public beach through a bridge, a footpath that is in the making. And yet, we see thousands of workers who are struggling day and night, putting all their hard work to make this city, the future city, a world-class city. this is the footpath linking the Gore-Face Green to the public beach here at the Port City Colombo. On to my south is Colombo mainland. To my east we see the Lotus Tower. To my west, of course, we see the rest of the project and the Marina district as well as island living. All this is visible here, and this will be a connecting footpath for the people from the mainland to the port city. I think you'd like to tell me a little more of this. This is actually an interesting juncture here. The view is amazing, waterways from the sea. I also see that there are some artificial water streams that are being constructed.
Yes, artificial canal.
Okay.
And across the artificial canal we have 9 bridges. There are 4 vehicle bridges and 5 pedestrian bridges. So we are standing on the pedestrian bridge 1.
Tell me a little about the water streams and the public beach that's coming up.
Yeah, so you can see that there's a breakwater system. So
Yes.
breakwater system to public beach will have no any waves, so we can swim also. Then the navigation line also here. So
Yeah.
clear path of the navigation for almost 5 meters in a high tide level.
This will be the connection for the people from that end
Yes.
to this end.
Yeah.
Amazing. So tell me a little about the vehicular bridges. Now you did say 9 bridges, out of which
Yeah.
this is one, but 4 vehicular
Yeah.
bridges for vehicular traffic.
Yes.
How is the construction of that in compliance with standards? Because we know that a lot of heavy traffic will be moving on those bridges.
So here's vehicular bridges. One is there. That's one's RB1.
Okay.
We have road bridge 1.
Okay.
That bridge normally directly connect to the roundabout Lotus Tower. It's in front of Galera Hotels there.
Okay.
Apart from that, 4 bridges, vehicular bridges, will be reduce the traffic on this island. Otherwise, it will be increased. That's the one of the main reason they are
So you
introduced for
restrict traffic only to those bridges
Yes.
so that you actually manage.
manage the traffic in future.
Right.
So
right.
designed for a future and the current situation also.
How is it possible for this land to
Yeah.
bear all that? I mean, so much of such intensity, such weight, so much of vehicles.
So that's what I already said. It's pre-planned city.
It's a pre-planned city. It is Colombo Port City. I'd like to go a little further to see what more I can find that amazes me here at this new city. Just as this steel bridge connects Colombo's first marina and first artificial beach, we hope it will become a friendship bridge between China and Sri Lanka as well. During the construction of the project, China Harbour built NIBS, the Nagananda International Institute for Buddhist Studies, for us, translated and donated the deeds agreed. Now let's speak to the Venerable Dr. Bodhagama Chandimathera, Vice Chancellor of the Nagananda Institute for Buddhist Studies. Hello and good afternoon.
今天非常高兴你们到那个龙崎佛教大学，因为这个龙崎佛教大学刚开始建设都是中国港口他们在盖的，所以我们中国跟斯里兰卡的关系非常密切。我们非常高兴，因为中国的很多的建设，中国这些公司到斯里兰卡帮忙发展斯里兰卡。现在看到很多的中国的建设，高速公路，还有我们的港口，还有中国的建设，他们到斯里兰卡在帮忙，我们要感谢。现在斯里兰卡的港口有一个很大的实力大 ，recognize our culture. I think China have given us that very good opportunity to explain the people that China have all this pagoda, our culture. 我们2年以前中港有帮忙我们印那个历史柜，历史柜我在看了以后啊，我将非常看到在师范大学读书的时候，我就看了这个历史柜。我想应该要这个要翻译斯里兰卡文，因为这个也是给这个小孩子可以学到很多的一些好的一些规矩的。那个我都有发给学校，他们都很喜欢。真的，你们到斯里兰卡也是一方面帮助我们的这些的老百姓，帮助我们的小孩子。
Thank you for joining us today. The Run Bhumi Rally for Unity campaign of national unity and reconciliation was launched by the Port City Colombo. The rally covered 9 provinces, 25 districts and 1,500 villages around the country by collecting memorial bricks representing each village, which would be used to build the Ranbhoomi monument in the port city. There were more than 10 million participants. Nearly half of Sri Lanka's population travelled around for 40 days, covering all parts of Sri Lanka. I'm still fascinated by the development of this tunnel, the utility tunnel that links the new city to mainland Colombo. I'd like to speak to Nusran now, for site engineer, about the work arrangement here, because there seems to be ongoing work.
Yes.
I've been speaking to a lot of the workforce, but still, I'd like to find out from you what the work arrangement specifically in this site.
After the COVID, resources are very limited. Manpower is also limited, and we have laborers working inside, residing workers. So we have segmented the works, and we have divided into groups. We have checked the critical works, and we have put the people in place to complete those critical works. For example, we put one set of people for external works of tunnel, and some set of people for internal works. Like that, we're trying to reach the target by segregating the people into works.
When we talk about this tunnel linking Colombo mainland to Port City Colombo, there must be new technology, something out of the world for you.
I am seeing the biggest potable pipeline is going through this tunnel, that is 710 diameter of pipe. Even the Sri Lanka water board doesn't have. That is the biggest pipeline network which we are working through inside the tunnel.
So here it is, a lot of first, a lot of biggest and many largest happening right here at the Colombo Port City. Just like today's theme, build a world-class city for the future, this project has received attention from all walks of life. And now we talk to for more details.
This particular project has a fairly longer term vision or perspective of a longer gestation period. I would expect this project to be initially and immediately have a direct impact on Sri Lanka when it comes to its contribution to the GDP, its contribution to the foreign exchange earnings in Sri Lanka, its contribution to the employment generation. Those are all what we have always heard from various commentators. But if you take those out, what are the ways that it will have an impact on the regional and international economic and social transformation in the years to come? I believe that this project is going to begin with to position Sri Lanka as a hub, business hub, similar to what it is today, Dubai, Singapore and Hong Kong. Most probably in another, during the medium term, say 15-20 years, Sri Lanka will be developed somewhat similar to one of those centers that I just mentioned. As you know, that International Financial Center, which is to be established within the Colombo Port City, and other mixed developments, all will bring together a facility which will ideally suited to attract further investment and businesses to Sri Lanka from around the world. Though the project is initially funded by the Chinese equity investment. Initial investment, as you and we all know, about $1.4 billion US, but over a period of 20 years, it is expected that it will attract more than $13 billion US worth of investment from countries around the world, like from USA to India to Japan to all the countries. In that sense, this is a very unprecedented project, even in the regional context.
A well-spent entire day at the Colombo Port City project. And this is Sri Lanka's port of dreams for a city of the future and a world-class one. A shared vision is connecting the world with a shared prosperity. This is the Colombo Port City, a city of the future.